For more PS4 games, subscribe now.
Come here.
Rising from the ashes of Google's Stadia, Gylt makes its reappearance for the PlayStation 4. Help Sally face her fears as she finds her missing cousin around this twisted version of her world.
Another monster.
This'll be fun.
The Legend of Heroes trails into Reverie. Trails into Reverie continues Nihon Falcom's long-running series, ultimately marking the end of the Erebonia and Crossbell arcs. Fans of Cold Steel will find the turn-based gameplay familiar, but the new Crossroads feature will add diversity for multiple story arcs.
Riley, seriously, Riley!
Oxenfree 2, Lost Signals. Oxenfree's sequel takes Riley once again into her paranormal quest for the truth. Bend mysterious radio waves and uncover anomalies scattered around this once bustling island. Atelier Marie Remake, The Alchemist of Salberg. With updated visuals and sound, The Alchemist of Salberg takes us back to the origins behind the first Atelier. Using the power of alchemy, forge your path as a student as you concoct powerful brews and build relationships with the people around you. In a world overrun by ferocious dinosaurs, a meteor wouldn't be enough. EXOPRIMAL's fast-paced shooter needs guns, guns, and more guns. Squad up with friends and let loose as you bombard these Jurassic threats with stylish explosions.
We got a job, Baratnas.
Cox promised us a real payday. He said, give me 3 months, and you never have to work again.
I've heard that before.
The Expanse, a Telltale series. The hit Amazon sci-fi show gets its own video game. Kamina Drummer, a fan favorite among the Expanse community, takes the game's limelight. In 5 episodes, we explore her character as she manages her own crew of ragtag belters in a universe slowly expanding.
Or are you going to get to work?
Let's go!
Double Dragon Gaiden, Rise of the Dragons. The brothers return to their good old beat-em-up shenanigans. Rise of the Dragons adds a roguelike twist to its traditional brawler formula. With its local co-op mode, play with up to 4 of your friends as you bonk enemy heads in pixel-perfect fashion.
Be a lot of fear, but we'll be on.
The Texas Chainsaw Massacre. This classic horror sensation gets its own game. Leatherface is out for another rampage in a Dead by Daylight style gameplay. The asymmetrical horror formula works well as one party leads the killer while the other goes for the hunt.
Augmented human C4621 has awakened.
Armored Core 6, Fires of Rubicon. From Software's next big thing after the success of Elden Ring. While loosely connected to other entries, this 6th mainline Armored Core will recalibrate the mecha fantasy. With a bigger world to explore, guns to customize, and online capabilities for PvP.
Let's see how far they can fly. On borrowed wings.
Sea of Stars. Inspired by old-school RPGs, the pixel-like art, turn-based combat, and a narrative-driven adventure are great combinations for a memorable experience. Not only that, the vibrant design of Sea of Stars deserves its own praise. Goodbye Volcano High. For indie fans or suckers of coming-of-age stories, Goodbye Volcano High lures us with its diverse characters and interesting young adult narrative. It heavily relies on player choices and your relationship with other characters.
How are we supposed to just be fine?
Anonymous Code. A visual novel adventure from the mind behind Steins Gate. Still rocking that semicolon in its title, Anonymous Code borrows familiar tropes from Chiyomaru's previous games, notably in its science fiction inspirations and mind-bending plot twists.
Your choice is a wonderful one.
Rise again! The 8 Bomberman brothers!
Super Bomberman R2. Bomberman has been a household name for a long time now, but we've only remembered it for its hectic one-to-one hijinks. In Super Bomberman R2, you get to play with 63 other players in a chaotic arena. One could only imagine the craziness in one online lobby. Harvest Moon: The Wind of Anthos. Everyone with a knack for farming sims will enjoy this next entry to the series. Build a whole new life for yourself and your future partner. The Winds of Anthos features a bigger world to explore. Each of its 5 towns are rife with their own activity and potential longer hours of immersion. Disgaea 7: Vows of the Virtueless. The next Disgaea expands on its traditional SRPG formula with more options and playable characters for new and old players. Stuff like auto-battling and item reincarnation provides ample replay value to anyone looking for more adventures in its unforgiving netherworld.
Welcome, Hidden One.
This upcoming Assassin's Creed entry returns to the series' roots. Mirage aims to give players a seamless world to explore with less RPG numbers filling up the screen. Gameplay looks promising as well, with neat callbacks to the first Assassin's Creed. And best of all, the hidden blades are back.
Oh yeah, rock and roll!
Endless Dungeon. Squad up with friends and survive a derelict space station teeming with horrors. It's set within the confines of the Endless Universe, so players who spend a lot of time digesting its lore can find something familiar here. For others, it's just gonna be an endless roguelite adventure through and through. Mineko's Night Market is a perfect sanctuary to just relax and immerse ourselves in this whimsical take on Japanese culture. The cute art style and fascinating characters encourage exploration as you scour in its bustling marketplaces, alleyways, and forests. Sword Art Online Last Recollection. Return to the virtual world in this next chapter of the Sword Art Online games. Step into the shoes of Kirito, a character who is pretty familiar for Sword Art Online fans, as he embarks on a quest to save the world. Like a typical RPG story, it's packed with a roller coaster of emotions, so expect intense action, heartwarming drama, and the power of friendship. The Wolf Among Us 2. The big bad wolf is on the hunt for another case in the sequel to Telltale's episodic drama. The Wolf Among Us 2 expands on the Fable's comics mythology, adding in a more twisted version of our favorite fairy tale characters set in the modern world. We can't wait to get our hands on this one. World of Horror. A love letter to Junji Ito and H.P. Lovecraft. This roguelite horror will not hesitate to make you feel uncomfortable, yet fascinated with its macabre art style. After easing in on Steam's early access for quite a while, it's going to come out on the PlayStation 4 sometime this year. Lies of P. Taking a page from Bloodborne and the Dark Souls series, Lies of P is a Souls-like game taking place in a twisted version of Pinocchio. Face off against your creator Geppetto in this gothic realm teeming with man-made horrors. The loud and zany Hyenas will seize the spotlight of extraction shooters in the next few months. Taking place in outer space, engage in zero-G FPS combat. Steal treasure, loot weapons, and one-up the enemy team. It's like Payday, but a whole lot crazier. Lost Soul Aside. A game that's been in limbo for quite some time. Its release date still remains a blur, but we've been given enough gameplay footage to get a grasp of what this game is all about. Developed by a small team of passionate Chinese developers, Lost Soul Aside borrows Final Fantasy XV and Devil May Cry's flashy combat. It's a character action game that doesn't seem to stop its momentum once those swords clash. Let's hope the end product is just as good as the trailers. SteamWorld Build. We end this list with this city builder from the team behind the SteamWorld games. The ever-evolving genre of the series has reached to a point where we now lead a growing civilization. It's a far cry from the old days where we shoot enemies in 2D platforms.
There's too many of them! Fall back! I say fall back!